Okay, folks, we've been having moderate earthquakes up and down the western coast of North and South America and in the Philippines. The death toll is up over 650 from that tropical storm, and it continues. Sometime on Saturday, Kim Jong-il, leader of North Korea, has died, and his son is set to take over. If you don't know much about that, I'd do some research. Iran and Russia seem like they could probably just go and trade with each other and not need the rest of the world for years and years. And in Pakistan, the Supreme Court is unearthing these memos, and within that country they're starting to discover who's on what side and who wants what, and they're very divided. And the same thing's happening in China as well. You know, as rebel villagers are starting to catch the protest bug, even the officials, the elites in China, are quarreling amongst themselves over religion, among all things. We've told you time and time again that China's stock bubble is going to burst at some point. We don't know what it's going to be, but when it happens, it's going to reverberate. You just look at one sector. You take a look at local debt for city building, and this year alone, it was larger than the European bailout fund to bail out the entire continent. And this is just one sector of the Chinese debt. Fraser Howey, who really knows what he's talking about, he's now on board with the whole "this is going to end badly" thing. Moving over to the sun, you might be saying to yourself, now where did 11, 381, and 382 come from? I look at the sun all the time, and yesterday these things were not there. Well, you'd be absolutely right. Take a look what's happened over the last 24, 48 hours. These things came out of nowhere, and they developed rapidly, and now they're NOAA and NASA have these as two separate active regions. There are some connections between them, but each is a beta spot, not terribly magnetically complex individually, but if taken together, does produce a fairly magnetically complex region. You might remember we were telling you that at some point this weekend we were supposed to get a couple little coronal mass ejections in the beginning of a coronal hole stream. Well, it looks like we may be starting to enter into that right now, with the coronal hole stream having picked up the CMEs on its way here. You can see only minor disturbances in our outer magnetic field, as you can see right here on the fluxgate magnetometer, but we are picking up a fairly significant amount of resonance on the induction magnetometer, given how little of an effect we saw on the fluxgate. And what this might indicate is that we're having a lot of plasma penetrate the magnetosphere just because it's not perturbing the magnetosphere. You can see right here, this is our total electron content. It's supposed to be a nice smooth curve. So even though our magnetosphere is not getting torqued around too much, our ionosphere is getting bombarded with a lot of solar plasma and charged particles. The sun does appear to be ramping up, and that's the news, folks. Keep your eye on World War III, financial collapse, and this bad boy. Be safe.